It's always important to watch the birds when you're fishing, but this time of the year, what kind of bird should we be watching? And what does it tell us when we see them doing some particular thing? Even Daniel might not be able to solve that riddle. You get it right. Wow. Good morning, guys and girls. December 17. December 17, we're looking at Genesis 15:6, way back in the early part of the Bible. And Genesis 15:6, reading from a Catch a Better Life book, by the way, here on our Catch a Better Life with Jimmy Houston YouTube channel. About 20-some odd thousand people on this channel. Finest people you'll ever meet. I promise you, they'll rejoice with you. They'll pray for you. They'll answer questions for you. They're just absolutely great people. Probably the most important channel on YouTube, because this channel and these scriptures, these devotions, these fishing tips can actually help you to a better life. Absolutely subscribe to this channel. Subscribing to YouTube channels is free. They don't charge you anything. There's no subscription rate for it or anything. It's free. And we post these every morning, 5 o'clock Central Time. Genesis 15:6 says, "He believed in the Lord, and he accounted it to him for righteousness. Believing made him righteous." That was God speaking about Abraham. He believed in the Lord, and he accounted it to him for righteousness. Here's what I wrote about that. The key to catching wintertime bass is depth. That's right. Depth. That's the most important thing. Ironically, one lake may have bass 10 to 20, 25 foot deep. Another bass might have them 12 to 15 foot deep. Another bass might have them 5 to 10 foot deep. And those lakes could be all in the same vicinity, actually. It's vital. It's very, very important to figure out what depth most of the bass are located. With today's fish finders, like my Garmin LiveScope, we actually see the fish. That's right. We see the fish, not physically looking at the fish. We're physically looking at their image on our screens. We're looking at our image. Seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. Now we catch them. One thing you need to think about as you go into this wintertime fishing and you're using your LiveScope out there is most of the big fish that we catch are suspended 8 or 10 or 12 foot deep over maybe 40, 50, 60 feet of water, maybe even 75 or 100 feet of water. But the fish are not down on the bottom. They're suspended, particularly those big double-digit lunkers that we love to go after in December, January, and February. Now we catch them. Now we catch them. We never even fished for them before, but now we catch them. As Christians, it's vital for you and me to believe. We must believe. We must believe God's words. We've got to believe His promises. He makes so many promises for our lives. We got to believe those promises. And to believe His Son, Jesus, died for our sins. Jesus was sent here to earth by God for one purpose, to die for our sins, to make us righteous before Him. We need to believe that Jesus walked out of that grave to prove forever that He had power over death. He had power over death. Death had no reign on Him. He had power over death. Death has no reign on us either. Can I tell you? Can I tell you? We have that same power. That's how we become righteous before God. We become righteous before God because we believe. We believe that no enemy can harm us. No virus, no sickness, no person, no government, not even the devil can hurt us. You and I must trust God when there is no way, because God is the way. He is the way. He's all our hope. I'm a believer. I'm a believer. How about you? Here's our tip for today. Y'all can scratch your heads forever and never figure out what I was talking about. I'm talking about diving seagulls. That's right. Diving seagulls are a dead giveaway for schools of shad. I could have said something real simple like how in the world do you find schools of shad this time in the winter without even seeing them on your locator? because you watch and you see where the seagulls are diving. And those schools of shad, if you're fishing, a lot of the stripers fishing is really great this time of the year. Over here at Texoma, it's really great. Over at Beaver, it's great. All over the south of the lakes, it's got stripers. It's good in the wintertime. One of the ways you locate those schools of shad and schools of stripers is by seagulls diving down into them. So pay attention to those seagulls. Saltwater fishermen, that's the deal all the time out there. Not looking for schools of shad. They're diving down on bait fish, sometimes diving down on game fish that we want to catch. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.